Taurus, this is a great time to find your power within group dynamics, maybe social media, the things that you're learning, the things that you're writing, and maybe asking you to share that with the rest of the world. Seems like you're probably spending a lot of time alone, and I think that you need to. I think that there's been a lot of tension maybe in relationships. I'm feeling this energy of you guys feeling tense, your body feeling tense. I think that you guys need a lot more rest. There's a lot of big changes that you guys are going through on a physical level, maybe in regards to your values as well. But I think that you guys are going to start enjoying what you do more. And that's only once you start to raise your standards and stop being so nitpicky, maybe of others, but mostly yourself, I feel. So, without further ado, let's get into it. But before I do that, I want to introduce myself. If you are new here, my name is Violetta Alexis, and I've been a tarot reader for 5 years. If you are not new here, obviously, welcome back. I am happy to have you. So, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Taurus. I noticed that right before I started doing your reading, that my shoulders got really tense. Like just now, you saw I was starting to like stutter. I don't know if you guys are just really nervous or there's some kind of tension that you have. I don't know if you guys need to do meditation or maybe this energy of needing to rest more, needing to acquire better sleep some way, somehow. But I feel like this is very important for you guys going forward for some reason. So, without further ado, take a look here. Me, Taurus, for mid October. Your energy for mid October is the Hermit. Well, this is Virgo energy. So there's your earth sign brother and sister, brother or sister, right? The Hermit is very much about our own internal dialogue, finding ourselves. It's a bit of a dark night of the soul. So maybe you guys need some alone time or meditation, kind of like I was saying, needing to relax a little bit more and kind of find yourself again or maybe needing to lose yourself too. The challenge that you have is the Lover's reverse. Honestly, anything that you feel isn't really aligned with you anymore, I think it's time for you to be very honest with yourself about those things. Okay? You have the 10 of Wands reversed. This is for the recent past. So this can be early October, late September. It's either that you let go of something that was a burden on you, or it's that something became more of a burden than what it was really worth, where you were biting off more than you could chew. In the near future, which could be late October or early November, we have the Devil reversed. So this is good. This is positive. I think that whatever reflection that you're doing mid-month, I think it's really paying off. So maybe there is this focus on self-sabotaging behaviors. Maybe there's a focus on letting go of some kind of toxic cycles within you or in partnership. I say that because of the Lovers reversed. What's going on in your mind is the moon. Okay, so you're thinking a lot about how you feel. I think that you have a lot of fears that are kind of starting to come to the surface. You may be trying to suppress a lot of thoughts. Like, have you ever, this is what this is reminding me of, especially with these cards combined like this. Have you ever tried to meditate and like you had really intrusive thoughts that came to the forefront and you were just like, what the hell is that? And you just had to like force yourself to work through it or meditate through it. I'm kind of getting something like that, to be honest. What's going on in your subconscious is the Two of Wands reversed. For some reason, I'm getting fear. I'm getting fear a lot on these three cards. So, this is the energy, your mind, and kind of your soul or your subconscious. Yikes. There's something that maybe you're fearing a little bit for some reason. I heard I'm afraid of being seen. Okay. The Justice card for your advice is about doing the right thing, making sure that you're having balance in your life. Someone that you're dealing with could be new love if you're looking for it, could be somebody who's maybe very creative. It doesn't have to be love, okay? But if you're already in a partnership, this person could be really overflowing, giving you a lot of affection, compliments, things like that. Just an abundance of love, okay? Can also be somebody who's trying to offer you some kind of creative opportunity. Hopes and or fears. The Eight of Wands. Are you afraid to speak up about something? Kind of feels like you're afraid to speak up about something. And I'm not really sure why. You can be afraid of some kind of news that you're getting, but I feel like there's something that you really want to say, but you're just not saying it. There's some kind of fear. You have the Hierophant for the end of mid-October for you. So it can be that, maybe this person that comes in, you end up being in a committed partnership with them. Maybe you are focusing more on spirituality, meditation. You see this guy on the Hierophant, how he kind of looks like he just got out of meditation or whatever. That could be it. But, the Hierophant is also you. And so when I see someone's major arcana card showing up like this, it kind of makes me feel like they're in their highest vibration. And especially because Venus is going to be in Libra for the rest of October. So, I mean, Venus is in her dignity in Libra. And so, um, while Libra doesn't really agree with you all the time, right? It doesn't make positive aspects. Venus being in its home turf and Venus being your ruler, whatever it is. Look at me, I'm like stuttering in your reading for some reason. I'm like, I feel very tense. I'm stuttering. Look at this in your reading. I don't know what it is. So weird. I wonder if it has something to do with this. Like you want to speak up, but you're afraid. So weird. The theme for your reading is the Six of Pentacles. Well, this is Moon in Taurus, so some of you are a Moon in Taurus. And then we have the Six of Wands. I really think that if you guys speak up, if you say what it is that you want to say, if you really try, you guys could end up getting some kind of recognition that is totally unexpected. Okay, like maybe some kind of content creation, giving advice, or even just being very generous with people. Two sixes is a really good omen in tarot. It means positivity, beauty, good relationships, things like that. That to me is really, really positive. Um, Although with Mars and Scorpio, Mercury and Scorpio, the sun about to go into Scorpio, things can be a little rough around the edges, but let's just see. I'm trying to be optimistic. Let's take a look at that Hermit. Wow. Well, the Hermit is the ninth major arcana, and then we have the Nine of Wands. Interesting because Gemini got a lot of nines in their reading. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Woo, you're running a tight ship. I really feel like you guys are running a tight ship because that Hermit is very much about this journey that we're needing to take in regards to self-discovery and a sense of self-awareness, how we got to where it is that we are, maybe why do we feel like we need certain validation from people that are not good for us or whatever it is. And so you're creating better boundaries through this sense of self-discovery. And I'm not gonna lie, you're being a little stingy, but I don't think it's for nothing. I don't think you're just being stingy just because you want to be stingy. I think you're being stingy for a reason. There's something that you feel like you need to protect. And I feel like that something or somebody is you. Again, because I'm getting like that nervous energy, maybe a lack of sleep, tense shoulders, something like that. Then we have the Lovers reversed. I heard move on. I want to get so Lovers reverse, Three of Wands, Two of Swords. I want to get an oracle. What's the guidance for that? Embrace courage, open your mind, learn from experiences, and let your answers unfold in your journey. There may have been somebody that you were connected to. Maybe this was last year, maybe this was 2 days ago, maybe this was a month ago, whatever it is. Someone that taught you a lot about yourself. And dare I say, they're part of your hermit journey. And I think that you guys are now needing to, instead of blaming another person or instead of, and I'm not saying they're not to blame, okay? But once we were able to take full accountability, okay, like full accountability, this doesn't mean victim blaming, anything like that. Okay, I'm not saying if you were like sexually assaulted, like, oh, it's your fault. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, I'm saying like, were there moments where you ignored red flags when you knew that you shouldn't have? Were there moments where you could have used better discernment or had better boundaries and you didn't, or like, what is it that you've learned? And allow that to empower you instead of make you sad, tense, nervous, following all over your words like I have been in this reading. So it's asking you to be open-minded. And I feel like the answers that you want will come, but don't like avoid these feelings. Don't avoid venturing out and expanding your horizon. And I heard look for reasons to be happy. What an interesting quote. Look for reasons to be happy. Hmm. Maybe some of you guys are having a hard time with that. You guys may be having a hard time with seeing what you have to be grateful for. Now I'm thinking of the Four of Cups. If you guys start to look for the positive in situations, it will find you. You will find it. So there's something about that. Have the courage to be honest with yourself. We have the 10 of Wands for the recent past. Now, this can be, early October, late September. The Two of Cups and the 10 of Cups reversed. Oof. Oh man, that's rough. I'm not gonna lie. That really sucks. Because it's like, when there's love that we have for somebody, it can be so rewarding. But unfortunately, love is not the only thing that you need to make something work. It's going to take compatibility. It's going to take great communication. It's going to take vulnerability, transparency, honesty, all of these things. And it seems like you guys were really trying to force something that I think really couldn't be forced. And it may have drove you crazy, and now I'm getting that tense energy. I feel like a lot of you are tense around relationships or family dynamics. And the 10 of Cups reverse can sometimes show up when we um we're trying to make something work so bad, but it's like no matter how much we do it, it's just not kicking, dead in the water. And I kind of feel like that's what was going on for you guys. And you may have gotten to a point where you're like, okay, I love my family member, or I love this friend, or I love my partner. But when is love really enough? It can kind of be like that. So let's go ahead and see the future prospects here. We have the Devil reversed. Now, this can be like late October. Eight of Pentacles reversed. The Tower reversed. Some of you, it can be about your job or something that you're working on. You may find that like a path that you've been on for a while just isn't really working for you anymore. The Eight of Pentacles reverse asks us to look at the Seven of Pentacles, which is before the Eight of Pentacles, right? It asks us to see, there I am stuttering again. It asks us to see reason in regards to, are we getting a return on what we've been working on? And is it really worth it? And so you're starting to realize that maybe you've been holding on to like an old routine. Maybe it can be something as simple as, okay, I tried this keto diet. It's really not working for me. It's not giving me the results I personally want. But maybe you were just very influenced by another person, and because it's such a popular diet or something, you remain stuck to it. And now you're like, you know what, that's toxic. I don't need to do that just because it's cool to somebody else, or like whatever it may be. Maybe it's something about work. Maybe your job has outseen its time, or whatever it is. And so you may start to realize that you're not as invested in something that you have been working on than you have been before. So there's an awareness of that, there's an understanding of that. And I also think for some of you, it's simply about your standards, okay? Whether it's your standards for yourself, which is where it all starts. And we have to remember that your energy is about the self this mid month. The Hermit is a nine, Nine of Wands is a nine, and the nines are about self. It's about self discovery, and it's about independence. And so again, it all starts with you. And so this is asking you, do you have high enough standards for you? Or is it that you've been too critical on yourself that you don't even make any progress because you've just been so mean to yourself that you're like, yeah, I'm never gonna make it. I'm never gonna do it. Why even try? So it seems to me like you're having an awareness of this. Let's see what the guidance is. Saving grace, forgiving yourself and others heals the wound and sets you free. So be kinder to yourself and maybe to others as well. Maybe you're critical of others. I don't know. So then we have what's going on in your mind. We have the moon. with the Hermit reversed and the King of Pentacles. Okay, there can be some fears around who you are without your money, or fears around who you are uh, despite what you can provide. So, what do I mean by that? Well, let's say that you have always been the breadwinner and you have a fear and a paranoia that you will not be accepted if you don't continuously show up in that way, or whatever that looks like for you, right? Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be the breadwinner. And so there can be some awareness around these things. I want some guidance for that as well. I don't think that you should suppress these feelings. I definitely think that you should deal with them on your own. It's time to take some alone time or be single to get a new perspective. Well, I feel like you're kind of already doing that anyway, and it can be asking you, like, are there other people that are influencing you to be a certain way that is really not true to you? Ask yourself and then answer honestly. We have the Two of Wands reversed with the King of Swords and the Seven of Wands reversed for your subconscious. Again, I'm getting that energy of that Eight of Wands that we saw for your fears. I definitely think that you guys have shoved down a lot of things that you've wanted to say for a while. And I think that there may be a fear. There may be some kind of intimidation. Maybe you're afraid that if you spoke up, you would lose somebody. Maybe you're afraid if you expressed yourself, then you would lose your partner or whatever. And if that's the case, if you can't even express yourself or share your thoughts, then you have to ask yourself, am I really in the right friend group? Am I really in the right relationship? And being very honest with yourself in regards to that as well. Your guidance for that is enjoy the journey, embrace each moment fully, staying open to new experiences and lessons along the way. So it's just asking you to stay open minded. Like, what is the lesson in that? Again, this is something about you needing to look internally. Like, what is the lesson in that? Let it go. Like, let go of this fear that you have of like being seen, or see, now I'm hearing that stuttering, like there's something about you like tripping over your words or swallowing your words. Now I heard gloom. Okay. Swallowing your words, something like that. And I think that you guys want to speak your truth about something. And I think that some of you are just simply afraid for whatever reason. The justice for your advice with the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. Whoa. See, this is difficult. This is probably, I would say, like the most difficult set of cards I see here. Because you think about the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords, and this is like tyranny, in the extreme cases. This is like fighting, manipulative tactics, underhanded tactics, drama, unnecessary arguments and fights and brawls. And it may be saying that you may be approached with this. You may be approached with this. Maybe it's in a public way. Maybe it's some kind of legality. Maybe it's in regards to partnerships. We have Libra here. Venus is in Libra. Maybe it's coworkers, whatever. But it's asking you, in the midst of all of this hatred or this arguments or this petty crap, like, be the one who has integrity. Be the one who does the right thing, regardless of what other people are doing. Because I feel like, especially if you're like a Taurus rising and you have Pluto going through your 10th house, like it's going to ask you to lead by example. Okay. But whatever it is, okay, like it still remains. Let's take a look at that Ace of Cups for somebody that you may be dealing with. Okay, so maybe this didn't work out, so maybe this will. That's what I heard. I had to say it. Okay, this didn't work out, so maybe it will. There was maybe an opportunity that someone had given you before, and like you didn't take it, and now they're giving you another opportunity, but it looks different. The Four of Swords. What's this person's intent with Taurus? The Page of Pentacles. Okay, let's say that you know somebody really wanted to work with you. Okay. They wanted to collaborate with you on your YouTube channel. And like, you're like, yeah, no, thanks. Like, I'm good, And then they came back and they're like, okay, well, what about a date then? Like it feels like something like that. Okay. I'm not saying that's exactly what it is, but that's kind of what it feels like. This person is very much in healing mode, but at the same time, they're still allowing themselves to be available to you. And it seems like in a very emotional way, and their intention is the Page of Pentacles. So it tells me that there's something that this person is trying to build with you, for you. They're trying to learn more about you and put in some kind of effort. For what? The King of Cups. Hey. Well, there you go. So love. Eight of Wands is your hopes, wishes, fears, the world, the death reverse. You want to be able to speak about your experiences maturely. Some of you want to be known as like a mentor or a guru. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting that. Some of you want to travel, okay, with that Eight of Wands, the world, or you want to move somewhere else. Because Eight of Wands and the world together, especially, is like travel. But you feel like maybe you're stuck somewhere. You may feel like you're gonna be stuck somewhere for a long time. Something may be holding you back, but it looks to me like you want to travel. Some of you could be writers or creators in some way, and maybe you feel like, getting a um getting in a different, like, what's it called, scene, I guess you could say. What is the right word for that? Having like a different view or something will be able to inspire you more to create something. Some of you are wanting to learn a different language. Okay, now I'm getting too many messages. This is when I know that I have to cut it. So then let's go ahead and take a look at the outcome for mid-October. We have the Hierophant, the Knight of Swords. Wow. And the Five of Pentacles. What's the Five of Pentacles about? The Empress. Interesting. Again, I think that you guys really are turning into some kind of mentor or guru, or you guys are somebody who's maybe becoming a teacher. You're teaching something. You could be learning something as well. But the way that you're showing up is somebody who is informed, but still asking questions. And what I really like about that is that, I think that people who are really intelligent and they're really smart and they learn a lot, like they're always going to be a student of life. They're never going to feel like, oh, well, I know everything now, and so I don't need to learn anymore. No, it's like we're always learning. There's always something to learn. That's what life is all about. And so I feel like that's what you guys are doing, because I think that you're very hungry for knowledge. You're very hungry for spirituality, commitment, structure, things like this. Because I think that you want to feel creative. I think that you want to feel beautiful. And something about that is going to make you feel that way this month, I think. What's the guidance for that? Adapt and thrive. Luck flows with change. Stay flexible, embrace shifts, and learn from the journey as answers reveal themselves. So, again, this is so much about your journey, Taurus. Like, it's so much about you just learning about yourself, and you're just on like a big, like, learning mission right now, I think. So, let's get some advice for you. What is my advice for my Tauruses? Divinely guided. Trust the wisdom of the universe and remain open to receive guidance as your journey through as you journey through life's mysteries. Make a change, embrace growth, seek new paths, and welcome transformations with an open heart. Oh, okay, it gave me an extra one, so we're just going to take it. And we also have Sorrow Heals. Okay, and it says, in the shadow of heartache, growth emerges. It's making me think of that Lovers reversed and that Ten of Wands reversed, Two of Cups energy. Let pain shape you, not define you, as brighter days beckon just ahead. And then the last one says, rising flames, let your passion guide you to the fulfilling purpose meant for you. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting like the tower in my mind where I really think that's something you felt like was crumbling external from you, but it was a call to let go from within. Like there's something about yourself that needs to change, and you're gonna find that that's where it all starts. And then your external circumstances will change, or the people that you attract, or whatever it is. So take it all in, Taurus. Feel like it's going to be an interesting mid-month, but try to enjoy the ride. So yeah, looks good to me. Looks good from here, Taurus. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at www.violettaalexis.com. If you would like to book a scheduled session with me, or text and or call spontaneously, you can do so at hipsy.com/violettaalexis. All of that information can be found in the description box below or in the pinned comment in the chat. Thanks a lot, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great mid-October.